And welcome to another episode of Preparing for the Unexpected. I'm your host, Alex Fullick, and as always, we like to talk about things related to disaster recovery, business continuity, personal well being, crisis management, COVID 19, anything that helps you, your organizations, or your communities plan for, prepare for, and respond to adverse situations. Recently, I had a conversation with a colleague about awareness programs. And it got me thinking that I'm not so sure awareness programs are, especially the business continuity awareness programs, are as effective as we might want them to be. Unfortunately, a lot of awareness programs think that by hanging up a poster, people will pay attention, and that'll tell them all about business continuity and what we're supposed to do, what we do as practitioners, what they should do as our work colleagues. And that just doesn't work. If you want someone to really understand what they're supposed to do, involve them. When you're doing your tests and exercises, get them to be a part of those tests and exercises. If they have an expectation of you or you have an expectation of them, well, then you've got to meet. Hanging up a poster is not a way to get a message across. Now, I'll give you an example, and it's from my own experiences back when I used to be a restaurant manager, in a previous life. Every week, 2 weeks, we'd always get a notice from head office on the same letterhead, saying that this has changed, that's changed, or keep an eye open for this, or some sort of a message from head office all the time. And we were responsible to hang that up in the staff area, I guess you can call it, where they sit and have their little breaks. It could even have smoke breaks way back then, and smoke in that back area. So we used to hang up a sign there all the time. Well, in restaurants, in the hospitality industry, you have your full-time and part-time. And with these notices that we'd receive, we'd put up the new one, remove the old one, or we'd leave that one, the old one there, and just post the new one on top. And sometimes people would notice that the message changed. Sometimes they didn't notice the message changed. And I came across an incident where I had updated the notice. I posted it up on the wall, just like I had done for ages, and a part-timer came in on the weekend and didn't do what that message said. I can't remember the details because it was so long ago, but I just remember the incident. And I said, hey, there's a notice on the back. It said you're supposed to do it this way now, and she looked at me and goes, well, how would I know that? She goes, every time I come in, the board looks exactly the same. I never know when the message changes. And that went off in my head. It wasn't her fault for not knowing what was going on or what the change was. It was mine. I should have let her know, hey, you haven't been here. This is what's changed. Here's the message. This is what we need to do. And I should have done that, not with just her, but with everybody. So when it comes to business continuity or disaster planning or information security, any kind of awareness program, it's up to us to make sure we communicate our expectations. And hanging up a poster is not the way to do it, because people just see, oh, it's another notice, who cares? And really, when it comes down to it, why does business continuity always need to justify itself by hanging up posters? I don't recall, and maybe there is. Maybe you can leave a comment and let me know if this does exist. But project management awareness weeks, I never have to see and have never seen project managers having to justify their role. Hey, project management, this is what we should do. But every year there is a business continuity awareness week. Hey, business continuity, this is what we are, this is what we do. Why do we need to justify ourselves? Those awareness programs that we put out there, people aren't paying attention. It's just another notice on a board. It's just another poster hanging in the hallway. We target our awareness to everybody. We have a lunch and learn. And then what do? We tell everybody what we do, what we're responsible for. When what we really need to do is make sure that everyone understands their role in a disaster when they come into play. Even going home and monitoring a phone line or a website, calling in and getting an update somewhere, That's still a role. People need to know that, because when a situation occurs, what do? They turn around and say, well, I didn't know. I wasn't aware that's what was expected of me. We need to make sure people are aware of this. And those that are actively have actually actively been identified as being a part of restoration, recovery, response, whatever activity you want to call it, are they practicing? Have they been involved? Are they just following what we tell them to do? Are they really aware of what their role is, or are they aware of what we've told them they have to do? Guaranteed, if we've told them what they have to do, it's not going to sink in as much as if they're actively a part of it and become aware of, oh, I have to do this. Oh, I might have to go there. Oh, I might have to change my role a little bit to help out in this situation. So I'm not a big fan of some of these awareness programs that go out there, because they focus on the wrong aspects. They don't really go to the people who need to be aware of business continuity, the active people in business continuity. I don't need to justify my role. I shouldn't have to justify my role. If I do, I haven't been doing it right. I haven't let people know what my role is and how they contribute to it. So think about that. If you've got awareness programs, don't just hang up a poster. Oh, I've got these wonderful, presentations or links to different sites, watch a video on what a BIA is, or what technology recovery is, information security, whatever, the video may be. People are going to ignore that. You got to do something. Here's how you're involved. When you do your tests and exercises, are you getting the right people involved, or are you just getting somebody who happens to be available at that time? You got to get the right people involved and let them become aware of how they fit in on this big puzzle we call, restoration and recovery and business continuity management. What piece? This is your piece. This is where you fit in. This is the picture, the part of the picture that you are involved with. Is this correct? What do we need to change? Are there things we've forgotten? Are there things you need to bring forward that maybe other people don't know yet? That's creating the awareness, the proper awareness. And obviously that leads to training as well. We're training them, they're increasing their awareness on what others do as well. They're not just training on their role, but they're finding out, I can't do my role until Bob or Sally does hers. I didn't know that before. That creates a stronger sense of awareness. And then you can develop that into strong training. But hanging up a poster saying it's Business Continuity Awareness Week and this is what we do. Whoop-de-doo. That's not the audience you need to get to. We're just hanging up posters for ourselves, and justifying ourselves. It's almost like a vanity exercise. We need to focus on who it is we need to be aware. And this goes for all levels too. We're talking, executives need to understand their role, and the newest person that walks into the building that day, no matter what they do, they have to know there's something in place they're going to have to become aware of. And depending on their role, I'm going to have to be trained on this and become a part of the right response mechanisms and processes that are in place. So when you're thinking of an awareness program, hanging up posters and just links to videos, that's not really awareness. You're just justifying your role. Is anybody else in your company doing that? Doubtful. I don't recall seeing it from project managers, or financial control people, or HR people. I don't see them having to justify their role and have, awareness weeks like that. And I'm sure there are some stuff out there. So, correct me if I'm wrong. There are some weeks out there like that, or days. But I've noticed specifically with business continuity, disaster recovery, that's usually the gist of it. We have a great week planned. We have all these events. Well, all these events are for business continuity people, but yet we're trying to get the awareness out to others. So, we're targeting the wrong audience, and we're not using our capabilities that are at our fingertips to get our message across and to get people involved. That's the main thing. We have to get them involved and engaged. Hanging up a poster is not the way to do it. So if you've got an awareness program coming up, or something you want to get your message out, think of some new ways to engage. And sometimes your culture is going to dictate that. Organizational cultures are different, right across the board. If you're going to have a lunch and learn, then don't talk about yourself. Talk about them. What's in it for them? What do they need to do? What do they not need to do? What should they do, shouldn't do? And for all levels. Not, here's business continuity, we do a BIA, we write your plans, and we tell you what to do. That's not going to cut it. So think about it the next time you're trying to create an awareness program. Think of the message you want people to know and target it properly. If you hang up a poster, it's never going to work for you. If you liked that video, thumbs up. If you didn't like that video, thumbs down. But leave a message and let me know what your thoughts are. If you'd like to be a guest on the show to talk about something related to business continuity, disaster management, COVID, personal well-being, anything that's relatable to those subjects, you can reach me through my LinkedIn profile, which is in the video description. And of course, don't forget to subscribe. In the meantime, stay prepared, everybody.